My name is Hasib Zafar. So I'm the president of local Peterborough Jamaat. We normally hold this sort of events every year from last few years. We are a small community in Peterborough, but the main purpose of doing this one just to spread the message, the real message of Islam. It's a true teaching of Islam. There are a lot of misconceptions around. So the main purpose to just remove those misconceptions and to promote peace within the community. As you see, our main objective of today's event is to build a homogeneous society where everybody can tolerate every religion and every race. That's the real main purpose. But as a community here in Peterborough, apart from this spreading the message of peace, we do a lot of community work as well, which includes we do regular hospital visits, especially around Christmas time and around our own Eid celebration time. We meet especially the children there in the hospitals, give them gifts and well wishes. We do visit local food banks as well and provide them a lot of donations, food donations, and that's a regular thing every 2 years. Especially our ladies wing, they are very active in it, and they normally do visit food banks so often. And our young people, we call it Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, and the people between the age of 15 and 40, they are an active part of community as they work as a volunteer on different things. We do tree planting here under the environmental society, and we also do blood donation as well. We are a regular part of blood donors here, so we do blood donations very often. So these are the things, and also we want to introduce ourselves here to the council and other local communities. That and the message was clear when I met a few of the councillors here. And the message was very clear that we want to be part of the community, the active part. Whenever they need anything volunteer-wise, we are there to help the community. So this is the main reason, just to put the word out and let people know mainly that Islam is a peaceful religion. And our community, which is Ahmadiyya Muslim community, there are a bit of different beliefs. So our keynote speaker, Imam Sahib, who is the missionary in charge, will take you through in detail about it after me.
Well, that's
Yeah,
really
it is great. It is great.
Quite intense,
Yeah,
really, isn't
it is. It is. Yes, it is.
It's quite a big community as well.
Yeah, it is quite. We are in 210 countries, so it's quite big
Quite
globally.
nation.
Yeah. We are in Peterborough. We are growing rapidly significantly. We have increased in Peterborough since last 5-6 years. So this is a rapidly growing community as well all over the world as well. So that's the main reason. Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah, it
today
is.
you're in Peterborough this
Yes, we are
afternoon.
in Peterborough this afternoon. Yeah,
Spreading the word.
it is. Yes, it is. That's the main reason only.
Okay, so
All right,
thank
then.
you ever
Yeah,
so much.
thank you very
for your
much. Yeah,
time.
thank you very much for your time as well,
Yeah,
and hope to enjoy with you all evening today.
I will.
Thank you very much.
Very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا ولقد جاءتهم رسلنا بالبينات ثم إن كثيرا منهم بعد ذلك في الأرض لمسرفون. Translation. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. On account of this, we prescribed for the children of Israel that whoever kills a person, unless it be for killing a person or for creating disorder in the land, it shall be as if he killed all mankind. And those who gave life to one, it shall be as he had given life to all mankind. And our messengers came to them with clear signs, yet even after that, many of them commit excess in the land.
Thank you very much. May I request Mr.
It's an absolute delight to be with you today at this peace conference. The Police and Crime Commissioner, Jason Edwards, is very sorry he couldn't come today. He's got a prior engagement, but he asked me to read a few words to you. I'd like to welcome everyone here today to the annual Peace Symposium, and I'm very sorry I'm unable to attend in person. In an increasingly unstable world, we live with a growing level of fear and mistrust that can often boil over into intolerance and even violence. As we face challenges together to bring about well-balanced, cohesive communities. I very much support the aims of today's conference in bringing faiths together and look forward to hearing more about your discussions. It is great to be here to represent the Police and Crime Commissioner's Office. Those of you who may know me as a local councillor in Peterborough City Council, I'm very lucky to be able to bring my experience of 30 years of policing to the role of Deputy Police and Crime Commissioner. What others may not realise is for most of that time I was involved in investigating offences of terrorism and hate crime. I started off dealing with Irish terrorism. We then moved on to the terrorism that was taking place within the extremist Sikh communities that was taking place particularly in London and the West Midlands, but also abroad. And now sadly we see a focus upon different Muslim communities and the hate crime that is turning into terrorism all around the world. Sadly, we also see hate crime in terms of the extreme right wing and the way that they behave. The most recent example people would have seen in the press was of the skinhead movement, Blood and Honour, who held a private event in Cambridgeshire to celebrate the death of a racist leader of their organisation. An appalling thing to have happen in a private place on a field, and something that's affected us quite deeply because it's very difficult to deal with something like that when we weren't aware that it was taking place and it wasn't in a public space. And then we see it being published on social media and on the internet. It's a dreadful thing to see and something that we should all appall. However, community cohesion is a very key part of living in Cambridgeshire. And I don't know if any of you were able to go to the community cohesion event that was held at the police headquarters in Huntingdon, where Assistant Chief Constable Nav Malik set up, and some 250 people attended from all different communities. We got very good feedback from the event. A number of people had met for the very first time. There's extremely good media coverage, and there's a great appetite for more of this to take place in the future. The Commissioner and I share the same commitment regarding hate crime. We are ensuring it's taken seriously by the police service, and you'll see that the Commissioner's commitment to tackling hate crime is a priority within the new draft police and crime plan that we're currently writing and is currently available for people to comment on. We've just come to the end, this is the last day of the National Hate Crime Awareness Week, and both the Commissioner and I have been travelling across Cambridgeshire, going to a variety of different events to talk to people locally about their experience of hate crime, to make sure that they understand what a hate crime is, the communities that can be affected, and also how victims and witnesses can be supported by the service. World events...
And also he's in charge of all the imams of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in the United Kingdom. I know he has a very, very busy schedule, and I'm extremely grateful to him for sparing this time this afternoon to come and speak to us about the true message of Islam.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to have this opportunity to speak on a very pertinent subject this afternoon. The subject given to me is the true face of Islam. But before I go to this subject, I would like to present to you the Islamic greetings. Islamic greetings, which is required from all followers of Islam, whenever they happen to meet a Muslim or a non-Muslim, they should express their feelings and heartfelt sentiments by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That peace be upon you and blessings and bounties of God be also upon you. Why this practice is there and why it is so important speaks about the real essence of the teachings of Islam. Islam is a religion of peace. It's a religion of harmony. It is a religion of goodwill and respect and love and kindness to all the people, irrespective of their color or creed or nation or background. So when this is the essence of Islam, then the greeting of this religion should also be something like that. Moreover, the word Islam, which is very important word in the topic today, what is the true face of Islam? This word Islam is an Arabic word, and it has got two meanings. One is the peace, and second is total submission to God. Or you can put it the other way around, total submission to God and the establishment of peace. Anyway, these are two parts of it, and they are not totally different things to be put together. As a matter of fact, one leads to another one. If we believe in God, that means that we submit to God, listen to His commandments, and follow that. And if we do so, in one of the commandments, God Almighty says that you have to be very kind and courteous and helpful and respectful to all the mankind. Maybe he is your fellow Muslim, or be a Christian, or a Jewish person, Hindu, Buddhist, or follower of any other religion, or even if not following any religion, even if not believing in God, still you have to show the respect to all the people, because humanity is one, and people have to respect one another. Without that, it is impossible to attain peace. I mean, whatever slogan may be raised, but unless and until this value is deep down into the heart of the people, that it is God Almighty who has created us all. So as a human being, we are all equal and similar. We do not carry or do not have any superiority over other people. Maybe they belong to different nations. Maybe they speak different languages. Maybe the color of their skin might be different. But being human beings, they are all equal in the sight of God. A very pertinent example in this regard, I would like to share with you. That's a simple one, but it speaks volume about this aspect of Islamic teaching. Once the Holy Prophet of Islam, who we believe was the true representative of Islam, the true embodiment of the teachings of Islam, he was sitting on the way, and people were carrying the dead body of a person to be buried in the graveyard. So according to Islamic teaching, which says that people should respect the people as long as they live, and we should also continue respecting the dead bodies. So in accordance with the teaching, the Holy Prophet of Islam stood up. People thought perhaps it might be the dead body of a Muslim. So the Prophet stood up as a mark of respect. Well, that is always the case. The practice is like that. So he did like that. After that, another body was being carried to the graveyard on the same path. And without asking anybody who that person is, the Prophet of Islam stood up. And people were rather surprised, some of them around him. And one of them, he whispered into the ear of the Prophet, that Prophet, will you know, this dead man is a Jewish person, but you have stood up. The Prophet of Islam justified his action by giving a very crisp answer. He said, is he not a human being? If he's a human being, so then as a follower of Islam, as a prophet of Islam, as a messenger of God, it's my duty that I should show respect for all human beings. Maybe they are Muslims or non-Muslim. That question of religion does not come in. So this is in brief, the concept of Islam, which is there. I will speak more about that. But coming back to the main subject, which says true face of Islam, it raises a question in the minds of people. They say that, are there two faces of Islam? One is true and one is untrue. One is right, one is wrong. What is the situation? What are you going to talk about? The thing is that at this time, unfortunately, people have a different and not incorrect, very mild word I'm using, understanding of the teaching of Islam. Generally, people are very fond of reading the newspapers. More than that, television there, more than social media is there, YouTube and Google and everything is there. So people are generally following these pieces of information. And by following that, they have got, many of them, I won't say all of them, but a large number of the people here in this country and all over the globe, they are under this illusion and misunderstanding, as if what is being done by the terrorist communities like Daesh or some others, Boko Haram and others, organizations like that, whatever they are doing by way of killing the people and by way of shedding the blood of the innocent people, that is what Islam is. And as such, if they take their brutal activities as the representative of Islam, they are justified to say that, well, Islam is a brutal religion. Islam is a religion of cruelty. And this will be totally justified on their part. Because if this understanding is there, then I would also join with them to say that if that is the teaching of Islam, then Islam is not a religion of peace and kindness. It is a religion of brutality. But ladies and gentlemen, the purpose and the subject of meeting today is to tell you the true face of Islam. That face which you are familiar generally, because you based your information on the media, electronic or print media. All that media is portraying that picture, and moreover, unfortunately, some followers of Islam, like these terrorist organizations as I mentioned, they are acting totally and diametrically opposed to the teachings of Islam. So they are projecting an image of Islam which is totally incorrect. It cannot be attributed to Islam. And people depending on the media, they take their words, they take their claims as the teachings of Islam. So that is the negative image of Islam, which you are generally aware, and you are familiar with that one. So I think it is high time to tell everybody that that Islam, which is being portrayed and projected through the media today, that is not the true Islam. So then the question would be, okay, if you say so, then tell us, what is the true Islam? And how can we find what is Islam and what is not Islam? What is the true face of Islam? What is the wrong face of Islam? So I would like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are sincerely yearning and you are fond of knowing what Islam is, what is the true face of Islam, I would like to say that Islam is based on two fundamental sources. Or you can say three, maybe. The first and the foremost is the Holy Quran, which is the word of God. The Holy Quran is not a book which has been written by any human being. Many people here maybe, because whenever the groups of students from colleges and universities, they come to the London Mosque, which you heard is the very first mosque in London, built 90 years ago. When these people come and sometime I present to them the Holy Quran, they generally feel as if I am going to read out from a book which has been written by the founder of Islam, as if he is the author. But it is not. This is the fundamental wrong thing, to believe the Holy Quran, a part of that we have listened today, just now in the beginning of the meeting. He is not the author of the book. The author of the book, if we have to use the word, that is God Almighty, our Creator and Maker. He is the one who revealed this message of eternal peace and beauty to the Holy Prophet of Islam in piecemeal, directly through the angel Gabriel. And the message was conveyed to him, and he made the arrangement that every part of the message is immediately written down. So the whole of the Quran was completely documented right in front of the eyes of the Prophet. It was not something collected later. It was revealed and it was documented, put into black and white, right in front of his eyes and during his lifetime. Within a period of 23 years, the whole revelation was complete. So that revelation is known as the Holy Quran. It is the word of God, not the words of any human being whatsoever. So that word of God claims that this is a message of guidance for the whole of mankind. It is not for only the believers. The Muslims, of course, they study the Holy Quran. They read it on no doubt. But the Holy Quran says, Hudal linnas. It is a guidance for the whole of mankind. In the Holy Quran, there is a message for Christians, for the Jews, for the Buddhists, for the Hindus, and followers of all other religions. The whole mankind has been addressed in the message of the Holy Quran. So this is the beautiful message which is the foundation stone of the religion of Islam. So whenever any student of religion would like to find out what Islam is, they have to see what does the Holy Quran say about that. The second source of guidance in Islam is the practical example of the holy founder of Islam. The prophets are sent by God Almighty before Islam as well. I mean, that has been the case there. We can see Moses came, Jesus, peace be upon him, he came. All the prophets, they always abided by the teaching given to them. So was the case of the Holy Prophet of Islam. He very strictly followed the teachings of Islam. And he was a living embodiment of the teaching of Islam. Very interesting example I want to give you. Once a person went to a wife of the Holy Prophet of Islam and asked her that, can you tell me how was the life or how was the nature of the life of the Holy Prophet? The wife of the Holy Prophet replied, that have you not read the Holy Quran? He said, yes, I have read it. She answered that then that is the Quran. That is the life of the Holy Prophet. Exactly, she said, Quran, that his moral and his character and his behavior, the whole lifestyle of the Holy Prophet was exactly in accordance with the Holy Quran. So that he was a living example. And that is very important, that a prophet should be there in front of the people to stand and to say that look at my life. I understand this message this way which has come to me. And according to that message, I spent my whole life. So that practical example is the second principle of understanding the real and the true face of Islam. The third one is that during his lifetime, 63 years altogether, he has been speaking to the people, to his disciples, to other people, individually, collectively, here and there all the time. So whatever he spoke, generally the faithful followers, they tried to remember that. And they took it down. And after the demise of the Prophet, they then narrated, most of them, that this is how the Holy Prophet said. This is how he expressed this opinion. His idea was like that. So all these sayings of the Holy Prophet of Islam, they have also been documented in the books, several books. Maybe you can say altogether, big and small, 1,000 books may be there. But out of them, 6 big books are considered to be the most authentic books of the sayings of the Prophet of Islam, on his sayings of the peace which he has spoken throughout the lifetime. So these are the ways in which we can understand what is the real and true face of Islam. And if we all understand this thing and we start spreading it, then I think it becomes the duty of all of us, irrespective of which religion we belong to. It is our responsibility that we should follow the principles which Islam has given, because these are so beautiful principles that all the hatred, enmity, and ill feeling against other people can simply be done away very easily, and peace of the world can be properly established. Otherwise, this moment of time, I mean, we are at a very horrible point of time where the Third World War is as if knocking at the door. According to some people, they say it has already started. And we have seen how the big countries, they are trying to infiltrate in the smaller countries. Sometimes the weapons are provided to one country so that one Muslim country can attack and kill the innocent children and women in the other country. So that seems to be the beginning of another war. And it's a very dangerous moment. I think all the people of all the world, they have to understand the point. What horrible consequences could be there. They should try to impress their government that through their means, through their ways, and through their dialogue and discussion with other nations, they have to come to this realization that every country has the responsibility to maintain peace. Only then really the peace of the world can be established. May God enable us to understand this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Imam Dalmi. Mujeeb Rashid for delivering a very comprehensive speech in such a short time frame, giving us clarity as to what the true teachings and the true face of Islam is. So thank you once again for that. Next on the agenda is a question and answer session. So as was mentioned earlier, you should have slips on your table if you have any questions that sprung to mind during any of the speakers, or you've got a question about Islam generally or society as it stands today. Feel free to write those questions down and pass them to the front. And our President of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association, Peterborough, Mr Hasib Zafar, will read out those questions, and I'll request Imam Sahib to kindly answer those questions.
Brexit referendum thing. And the question is, the result of the Brexit referendum seems to indicate there is still a lot of work to be done to improve community relations in the country. So what suggestions do you have to tackle this problem?
Well, as everyone knows, and I did not say that I am not a politician, and I don't know the nitty-gritties of the politics as such, so I think it's not the right question to be asked from me. But as a citizen of Britain and as a British subject, I think it relates to me as well. I would say that this referendum which took place, and as a result of that the decision was taken by the then British government, and now it is the stage where we have to accept that we are a separate country from the in this European Union. So naturally there are some political, some financial, some social consequences of that. So I think there are many countries which are not part of the European Union. They live independently, and some are part of this, no doubt, because this was the purpose for which this establishment of the European Union was made. And everybody thinks that, and thought at that time, that it's going to be something very good for the interest of all the countries, because they will be forming a united force, because it will be a European bloc, and then as against the Russian or the American or the Chinese, the big powers. So this will be unitedly a big power. But now this thing has come, and some countries are going out and some may be coming in as well. So this is a separate thing. I would say that if in the beginning one referendum took place here, and the majority of the people at that time, whatever may be the reason, people say that it was not really the opinion of the people, but it definitely indicated that the majority of the voting at that time, that was in favor of becoming separate from the European Union. So that was the decision that has to be kept there, but what can be done here is, I mean, the politicians, they know this point better, and the Honourable Prime Minister of Britain is working hard on that point, and I know that it's a main concern for this government which just came in on the heel of this separation. So they have got a big important task to play, role to play, and a very important responsibility is there on their shoulder. I would say that if they take the whole nation in confidence and clearly spell out what now our course of action is, and then the people should be asked to express their opinion through the press, through the media, through the discussion, maybe through some sort of referendum, if possible. All these things are taken, and the unanimous and collective opinion of the people is honored, and then they can take the decision. After all, being a part of a big alliance is not the only way open. There are so many countries which are independent, and Britain was an independent, and despite joining the European Union, it maintained its own currency and some other matters. They were independently, but there were some common links as well. So they have the potential, they have the power, they have the faculty of working independently. They can do it, really make the country, Britain, the Great Britain as they say. So it can be done. So it only means that the government should thrash out what are going to be the consequences and let the people know. So that people should not be saying at the end, nobody told us what's going to take place. So whatever action they want to take in view of that referendum which has taken place, they should make it and spell it very clearly to the people and get the benefit from their advice as well. So carrying all that advice, if the government jointly comes out with a plan, that will carry the approval of all the people, and that I'm sure will be in the interest of Great Britain.
The next question also is, can Quilliam play a greater role?
Who?
Quilliam's,
Yes.
okay, play a greater role in preventing terrorism.
In preventing
Greater role in preventing terrorism.
terrorism, yes. Well, the thing is that maybe this organization or any other organization, it all depends on their views. And if this organization is speaking on behalf of Islam and strictly following the teachings of Islam, how can I say anything against that? I mean, I will be always supporting the Islamic point of view, as I've already explained. Any Muslim organization or even a non-Muslim organization, if they are inviting and proposing a plan of action between the people, to all the people living in a country, maybe Muslim and non-Muslims together, then if those proposals are put, then naturally people will accept that and they will be able to promote the cause of peace there. So in a general way, I would say that it depends on what message, strictly speaking, they are going to offer to the people. If it is a message in line with the teachings of Islam, which is the true teaching, and I believe that is the real meaning, a real cause of establishment of peace and the means of establishment of peace, then I think that every organization is right and that they should be respected and supported, as I gave the verse of the Holy Quran, "Ta'awanu 'alal birri wat taqwa," that if you are called upon the matters of goodness and righteousness, then you cooperate with that. "Wala ta'awanu 'alal ismi wal 'udwan." The second part of the verse is that if you are called upon rebellion and doing something bad, then whosoever may be calling it, don't cooperate with that one. More clear example would be like this, that if there is a Christian who stands up with a motto or with a plan in his mind that we should all do this thing like in this way, and I would say that if that method and that proposal is in accordance with the values of Islam, it would be the responsibility of all Muslims to cooperate with that Christian, because he is calling them to al-birri wa taqwa, the goodness and righteousness. So Islam says we cooperate irrespective of who is the person who is holding the banner of that. But if on the other side, if anybody from Muslims, if they start inviting the people to something which is bad, وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ, if that thing is a matter of sin and rebellion against the state, then even if the banner is in the hands of a Muslim, other Muslims should not cooperate with him. So Islamic teaching is so balanced that there is no room of, there is no flaw in it, no weakness in that one, that it can apply in such a beautiful way. Islam invites the people to the good values, not simply to what religion they propose to be a part of that one. The values are more important, the teachings are more important, that has to be supported, and every bad thing which is against that, that has to be negated.
I don't want to keep you from your food any longer, but it would be remiss of me not to thank our speakers this afternoon. Particularly grateful for Deputy Mayor Keith Sharp and his wife who joined us. They had to leave. And of course, Andy Cole, Deputy Police and Crime Commissioner. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, Imam Mujeeb Rashid, who I know, as I said earlier, is probably one of the busiest men who is here today. So extremely grateful for him to travelling all the way down from London and delivering his keynote address, but also the enlightening answers to So we conclude our formal proceedings with prayer, silent prayer, and I would request Imam Dalji to lead us in silent prayer. You can of course join us in any way that you feel fit. Imam sir.
Yes, would you please join and pray in your own way? We raise our hands and silently pray together. You can do whichever way you like. Please. Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Mujeeb Rashid. I am the Imam of the London Mosque. There is a mosque in London built in 1924, which happens to be the very first mosque in United Kingdom, in London. So that is the first mosque where I am based, and I have been working as the chief missionary for the whole country. Now coming to the Peterborough, I think it's always a pleasure for me to visit any community. We have got more than 100 branches, and Peterborough being one of them. And here this community is quite active, and they have got a regular feature of holding the peace conference, as we are going to hold it today. So the idea is that if not more, at least once in a year, we should invite our friends and those who would like to come and listen to us. At least we can spell out and express our views regarding the subject of peace to all of them. So that is the main purpose, that we should put across our point of view to as many people as possible. And what subject we want to discuss? That is certainly about peace, because peace is the need of the time. Because at the moment when I am talking to you, it looks as if the Third World War is knocking at the door.
Okay.
And people are really very afraid as to when the negotiation between America and Russia broke down.
That's true.
It is, and the ships are moving around here and there. So it's all appears to be the beginning of a very horrible war. And if it, God forbid, if it becomes an atomic war, then I think what's going to happen to mankind, God knows better, but the consequences are going to be extremely horrible. So in this context, when we hold the peace conference, this is the need of the time. And I think people should consider how to overcome this situation. Not only the people, but the governments as well. But the governments have got their own plans and their own agenda is there. I think it is the duty of the people, common people everywhere, in every place in the whole world, that they should press upon their governments, that they should not let the situation change into a horrible war. And they have the duty to do whatever is possible. We are in Britain, we love this country, really we want to do everything good for this country. So our ambition is that the British government should also take good initiative in this matter, and in consultation with America, with Russia, with China, with France and Germany and so many other countries who are big players, in the worldwide. So all these people who are actually very much in this situation, Britain should also become an active part and speak out the need of the time, which is in the interest of mankind. Because common people do not know what are their interests. They are just there. But if, God forbid, the war breaks out, then those poor people are going to have the brunt of the war. So therefore, it is in the interest of humanity that war should be avoided and peace should be established. But it's a big question, which people generally don't know the answer, how we can avoid that. They think that, well, through United Nations we can do it, but United Nations has not been able to do anything positive so far. What expectations you can have about that? League of Nations failed because they couldn't deliver the goods, and the United Nations is also very close to its finishing. So I mean, these are the things which normally people turn their eyes to. But actually, the crux of the matter is people should understand how can we please our Creator. Because we believe firmly in the existence of God Almighty. He is the one who has created. He is the one who is the master of everything. He is the one who can guide the people to the right path, which can make their life peaceful, not only in this life, but also in the hereafter. So we see the recipe of world peace is the belief in God. Belief in God, listening to His commandments, following His commandments, which means that we should be submissive and obedient to God, and we should be very kind and very fair and very just to all the people, to the government as well, to the state, the country where we live. We have to be very obedient. Similarly, country within the countries and one nation to another nation, they should also establish the principle of justice and peace and harmony and understanding. There should not be the feeling that we are a mighty power and those countries are small countries, we can just get rid of them. Not like that. All the governments of the country, they have to be put together, they have to be brought together, and their sanctity and their independence should be honored. It should not be that the big countries, big nations, the big powers as they call, they should play out with the peace of those smaller countries. What's happening at the moment is that unfortunately the big countries, they are thinking that we have the right to interfere in the affairs of the smaller countries. But I would like to ask them, do you agree that if a small country goes to your country and carries out a demonstration there against your country, would you accept that? You would immediately snub that. Who are you to come into our country?
That's right.
But when the question is asked that who are you to go there, then they don't have the answer.
The understanding, isn't
Yes,
it?
they don't have the answer. So they say as if the whole world belongs to them. This is basically wrong. The whole world does not belong to any one country. All the countries within their geographical borders, territories, they are the controllers for the time being. And no one knows what's going to happen next day or next month or next year. The power changes hands, from person to person. So nobody is the ultimate owner of any country. They are the caretakers for a limited time. So within that good time, they should honor their country and also respect for the smaller countries. So one point which I always emphasize here and there, that the big powers do not have the right, no legitimate power endorsed by any organization or by any law, that they should go far away and interfere in the affairs of the smaller countries. Let them solve their problem. They are capable people, they can do it. All the people are like, you can't say that we are better and they are not.
No.
They are also. So they can tackle their issues and bring about the peace in their country. So these countries should be given the full chance, and nobody should try or remotely try to subjugate those countries or to interfere in their local problems. Or what is happening at the moment is that there are some opponents of different states. America, Russia, Canada, or any country you can think of, there are internal anti-government activities. So if somebody supports that anti-elements to that country, that will be not fair. Similarly, these countries now, they are doing it, that those smaller sections who are raising voices against the current government, the foreign countries, the big powers, they are supporting them. They are giving them the weapons. Who the weapons are giving? Why they are giving it? The weapons were given to Saudi Arabia recently, everybody knows.
Yes.
What for? So that it can be used against Yemen. That is totally wrong. Why they are trying to make a war between Saudi Arabia and Yemen? And at the moment the war is there in Syria. So the big powers are trying their muscles and stretching their muscles, and the battlefield is that poor country. And as a result of this conflict, who is going to die? Not the Americans, not the Russians, not the residents of any big country. Rather, those residents of the poor countries. Maybe it is Saudi Arabia or Egypt or Syria or whatever country. Those people who live there, those already live from hand to mouth because of this situation. These people and their future generations, they are going to die. So this is what is going to be the end result of that if this process continues. So I think it is high time for the believers in religion that they should come in and they should express this point very clearly. And on behalf of Islam, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, which is the oldest Muslim organization in United Kingdom, we have made it a point that under the guidance of our supreme head of the community, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, who is the fifth successor to the founder of the community, he is in London and he has been advising the members and the heads of the countries all over the world. He has traveled all over the world. He has been to Canada. At the moment he is in Canada. He has traveled to what is called the central point in America, there is a word there, hilltop, Capitol Hill. Yes, he has been to Capitol Hill, and he has spoken there. He is going to speak in the Parliament of Canada as well. He has spoken to Australia. He has been to Germany. He has in the European Union. He has spoken in the British Parliament 2-3 times. He has spoken. So he has travelled almost to all important countries, and moreover, he has written letters explaining this point of view, which I have briefly mentioned in my own words, to the heads of the state. He has written to the Pope. He has written to Israel. He has written to British Prime Minister, American President, Canadian Prime Minister, and all the people at the helm of affair in the whole world. He has written very passionate letters to all of them, that this is very delicate, very, very dangerous, at which we are standing as if this is the beginning of the Third World War. He is openly warning. Only a few days back, in his live address from Canada, he mentioned that I feel that almost we are at the door of the Third World War. It's knocking at the door, and if, God forbid, it becomes horrible, atomic weapons are used there, then he said, in so many words, that I am afraid that the mankind would be suffering from generation after generation, the crippled children, as a result of the radiation of the attacks. So this is a very horrible situation. So people should not take it lightly. So we take it as our responsibility, religious responsibility, that we have to tell the people, and then the people should raise that voice in their own countries, and then ultimately it will become a global voice, and it should be the voice of the peace, and that is what we always raise to raise. This is the main purpose. This is the main purpose of this meeting as well. Every year we hold it, and I have been personally making speeches at least 50 every year in so many places throughout the United Kingdom. I'm traveling there.
And you're actually here today in Peterborough to actually spread the word as well.
Yes, of course.
So
I'm going to speak on that.
It's going to be
And I'm going to explain, according to the subject of the meeting today, what is the true face of Islam. Because people think that what the terrorists, like the Daesh and other, what they are doing that is Islam. That is totally wrong. That is not Islam. That is not in accordance with the teaching of Islam. What Islam is, that is what is contained in the Holy Quran and what is explained by the noble example of the holy founder of Islam. So this is the message I want to tell the people, that don't take those activities as the representative actions on behalf of Muslims. They themselves
We're
are...
actually talking about this as well at the actual interview that we'll be doing with you a bit later as well, so you'll have a bit more time to explain a little bit more at the Hereward station.
Yes, and I will be very pleased to even to have the questions from the audience, and whatever they would like to ask, I will be very pleased to answer. And I know there is a radio interview as well later on.
We'll be doing that with you later, and you'll be able to tell a lot more about the actual day as well, that event is held here. And thank you for your time.
Okay,
Thank you.
most welcome.
Speak to you
Thank you
later.
very much.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much.